Bonjour, this is Veronique, Véro, reporting live from Paris. Late afternoon on Friday. Bonjour. Comment ça va les amis? Comment ça va? Hey Phyllis, bonjour. Bonjour Merci. I've been walking around Paris all afternoon and I thought I would check in and say hello before the weekend. A quick little hello. Took off the face mask so you could recognize me. It's wonderful to see you too. Well, to see your names at least and your photos. Does anybody recognize the building behind me? This red brick building? Maybe you can read what it is. I am in a lovely section of Paris, in the heart of a village in fact. It's called La Butte aux Cailles, Cailles Hill, in the southern section of the 13th arrondissement. And I thought I would show you around a little bit. Quick little check-in. I don't know if some of you have been here before. A lot of people don't come to La Butte aux Cailles because it's a bit out of the way. But it's a lovely, lovely neighborhood. It really feels like you're in a village. Lots of quiet, dead-end streets, private streets with rows of cute little houses built at the end of the 19th century, early 20th. Bonjour, bonjour, I see you. So I filmed a video earlier, which I will be sharing on the YouTube channel, my YouTube channel. Right now I am standing on the cutest little square. It's called Place Paul Verlaine. It's named after a French poet. Bonjour. And I am standing in front of a swimming pool, a beautiful swimming pool. Too bad it's closed right now. It's an indoor and an outdoor swimming pool. It used to be public baths in Paris. And there were a lot of these at the beginning of the 20th century before a lot of people had running water in their homes and bathrooms. Hi, hi. And so this swimming pool is very unique because it's actually the water from the pool comes from a spring that sits about 2,000 feet below our feet right now. And that spring has such pure water that a lot of people come here to, do you see this gentleman over there in the distance with the yellow shirt? He just filled a bottle of water from the spring. The spring is so deep that the water is wonderful. It's away from all pollution. So you'll see locals all the time come here where that big metallic structure is on the right-hand side there. And they'll fill bottles and bottles of water. I just filled mine actually. The water tastes delicious. And the spring was used, it was a little too late by the time they managed to get to the spring. So the fountain is actually used to bring water, well, to locals still, but also to the pool. So it's a pretty cool story, and La Butte aux Cailles has a lot of cool stories like that. Here you have gentlemen playing pétanque. I am right by the pétanque players. I won't film them too long because I don't want them to get upset at me. Or upset with me, I should say. Yeah, so this is the fountain over there. Here, I'll get closer. So kind of cool to think that this feeds off of an artesian well, I guess it's like a spring. It's very deep. No, it's flat. It's flat water. So what you do is you push this button here, and the water starts pouring down. And it's not very cold. They started digging to reach the spring, and the Second Empire, Napoleon III, who worked on this neighborhood, wanted it done, but unfortunately it took longer than they expected. The Commune uprising disrupted things quite a bit in the 1870s, and so it took longer than they thought. And so by the time they had reached that spring, 2,000 feet down below ground, they didn't really need as much water as they thought, so that's when they thought about using it for the swimming pool, which is right here. Bonjour, bonjour. Yes, the pétanque is a very popular game, especially in southern France, but now you see it in many places in Paris as well. Oh wow, I have 70 people tuned in. That's pretty cool. Bonsoir, bonsoir. For me, it's bonsoir. For you, it's bonjour, I guess, huh? Yeah, so the pool is, the decor in the pool is beautiful. Beautiful ceramic work, tile work. People come here and take pictures of it. Now with the COVID-19 thing, even if it reopens, they're going to drastically limit the number of people who can go in there probably. That's a shame. But it's like, well, let's remove the motorcycles, have those removed, and then we can pretend we are in a village. And yet we are in Paris, in the southern section. Yeah, everybody can go to the pool. It's a public pool. You just go and buy a ticket and you get in. Well, when it's open. Look at that. It's like a village square. And so this neighborhood has a lot of... Oh, sorry, I was looking at something over there. I tried to see if it was interesting to show you, but I don't think it is. Changed my mind. Yeah, so lots of small streets around here lined with pretty houses. A lot to see. Hey, I thought you might enjoy joining me. This is not a neighborhood where a lot of people come usually. Most people stay downtown, closer to the Seine River, on the left bank, much closer to the river. When I lived in Paris in the mid-1980s for a decade, I had a friend who lived here, so I used to come here. It's changed a lot. There's a lot of gentrification in this neighborhood now, not uncommon in Paris, but I used to spend a lot of time in this neighborhood. And I think I shared an article on my blog about La Butte aux Cailles years ago. I'll have to dig it out. It's somewhere on the blog. In fact, you can do that later if you want to see more about it, because I remember I took some really neat photos in the blog post. Pétanque players again. And here's a lady filling her water bottles at the fountain, fed by that spring that sits down below. It's really fun to see the locals do this, actually. Bonjour, bonjour. If you just joined, this is Véro, and I'm standing in the heart of La Butte aux Cailles, Quail Hill, a small village in the southern section of the 13th arrondissement. Used to belong to a village outside Paris a long time ago known as Gentilly, Gentilly. And I am here, I've been here this afternoon because I've been scouting for one of the virtual tours I'll be offering soon, where you can register and join me online on Zoom and travel around Paris and France with photos and commentary. So for those of you who've enjoyed traveling with me on the blog, on Facebook, you may want to look into these when they're available. It's Friday, 96 people. Bonjour, Florida. Look at the size of these pots. They're so big. I could actually rest my arm on one of them. They're huge. Look at that. Almost did a close-up of a dandelion. That's not very interesting, is it? Ooh, I see Eustace here. Hey, Eustace, how are you? So voila, my friends, it was just a quick little hello. Yes, the large pots are awesome. I can see they've been neglected like all of the public parks and gardens in Paris. The gardeners are catching up furiously these days. I see them work really hard. More and more people are coming to the fountain, see? All filling their bottles. Isn't it cool that locals can do this here? They don't need to buy mineral water. They have access for free to one of the purest waters in Paris, probably. Bonjour, Daniel. All right. Well, I'll wrap up. And if I see something interesting, yes, Gentilly is one of the old villages of Paris. The ones I'm really interested in usually. The ones I like to blog about and visit. And the ones I'll probably do virtual tours about. Because these are the least visited sections of Paris. Everybody always goes to the same places in Paris. Not that they're not interesting, not that there isn't history there, But those villages is where real life happened a long time ago, and I'm fascinated with them. Pétanque players. Here we go, my friends. I'm going to say bye for now. Thank you for joining me, and I will see you again soon. If I find something else worth showing and my battery holds up, I will tune in again later. À bientôt et bon week-end.